Pope at Mass in Brussels. Do not cover up abuse. Pope Francis presides at Mass in the Belgian capital of Brussels and urges all members of the Church never to cover up abuse, but to listen to the voice of the Spirit speaking in those who suffer. The Mass at Brussels King Baudouin Stadium on Sunday morning was the final public event of Pope Francis' four-day apostolic journey to Luxembourg and Belgium. During the Mass, the Pope beatified and of Jesus, a 17th-century Spanish nun who brought Saint Teresa of Avila's reform of the Carmelite order to Belgium and other parts of Europe. In his homily, the Holy Father praised Blessed and of Jesus for bearing witness to the Christian faith through poverty, prayer, and charity, especially at a time marked by painful scandals. Let us gratefully welcome the example she has given us of feminine styles of holiness, gentle but strong, he said. Pope Francis also recalled the many examples of holiness throughout the history of the Belgian Church, including Saint Damien de Veuster, Saint Guy of Anderlecht, and Saint Gudula. Openness to Spirit's invitation to all. The Holy Father went on to warn Christians against setting up a stumbling block before one of these little ones through scandal. The day's liturgical readings, he noted, speak about the free action of the Holy Spirit, as Jesus rebukes his disciples for forbidding a man to cast out demons in his name simply because the man was not himself a disciple. Every Christian, by virtue of our baptism, has a mission in the Church, which is a gift that transcends our limitations and sins. The community of believers is not a select circle of a privileged few. It is the family of those who are saved, said the Pope. We have been sent into the world to preach the gospel based not on our own merits, but by the grace of God. Listening to cries of oppressed as prophetic voices. Pope Francis turned then to the communion that unites Christ's disciples across the ages, since we are bound together in love that unites through mutual self-donation. Each of us, he said, is tempted by selfishness that stifles charity and crushes those who are little. The path of selfishness generates closed-mindedness, walls and obstacles. We can call them scandals that chain us down to material things and separate us from God and from our brothers and sisters, he said. Speaking off the cuff, Pope Francis spoke about his encounter on Friday in Brussels with people who had suffered abuse by clergy members. I heard their suffering as abuse victims, he said, and I repeat here, in the Church there is room for everyone, but we will all be judged, and there is no place for abuse, no place for covering up abuse. I ask everyone, do not cover up abuses. I ask the bishops, do not cover up abuses. Condemn the abusers and help them to heal from this disease of abuse. Evil must be brought to light, continued the Pope. Let it be known, as some abuse victims have done, and with courage. Let it be known, and let the abuser be judged. Let the abuser be judged, whether layperson, priest, or bishop. Let the abuser be judged. Returning to his prepared homily, the Pope pointed to the plight of refugees and undocumented migrants who dream of a better future but often end up as victims of exploitation. Their cries of affliction, he said, cannot be erased and must be welcomed as prophetic voices. They are the living voice of the Spirit because they remind us that we are all poor sinners called to conversion, he said. We must not suffocate this prophetic voice or silence it by our indifference. Allowing gospel of mercy to guide us. The Pope spoke again about the need to avoid giving scandal by allowing love and the gospel of mercy to guide our choices. He recalled Jesus' forceful message in the gospel. Get behind me, scandalous eyes that see the needy and look away. Get behind me, scandalous hands that close your fists to hide your treasures and stash them away. Get behind me, scandalous feet that run quickly, not to draw near to those who suffer, but to avoid them and stay away.